Hey, what's up, guys? Matt here, and today is the first episode of a potential franchise series here on MLB The Show 21. I'm going to be looking to rebuild the Pirates back to World Series champions. Um, the narrative around the Pirates in the last few years has been that they haven't been able to uh, develop young pitching talent, and hopefully we can turn that narrative around because I am looking to develop some of our young superstars down there in the lower minors. And I'm just really excited to start a franchise series. I've always wanted to. If you guys have any suggestions for me, leave it in the comments below. I'd really like to see what you guys want. But I want to make this a lawn series. And first, I just want to show you some of the potential players we can build around in this series. We got a few that I really am excited about. So let's check them out. Up first is going to be our main piece to build around, Brian Hayes. Great contact against both sides. The power can be increased, but with A potential and only 24 years old, already in high 81 overall, Brian Hayes is going to be a lockdown at third for years to come. His fielding is already 82. His reaction is very solid. He's just a really good fielder, and if his bat can become very elite, this could be one of the most dangerous players in the league. His speed is already a little bit above average, so I'm looking to build around him, and I'm really excited to work with him. As you can see, last year he had a stellar season, only 85 plate appearances on a shortened season. He had some injuries, but if he can come back fully healthy, 1124 OPS. That's crazy. We have him under contract arbitration until 2026, so we have him till he's 30. Next player, Brian Reynolds. Great contact against right. Not a fantastic hitter, but this is another piece that we can build around. Only 26 years old, B potential. He's a great fielder out there at center. He's probably going to play a little bit of left field because we have a speedy outfielder already in Anthony Alford. But 2 years ago is the year I wanted to focus on. He was amazing that year with 880 OPS from over 500 plate appearances. If he can return to his 2019 form, he can be a really good star on our team. We have him under contract arbitration 2025, but again, this is probably the second biggest piece that we can build around is Brian Reynolds. We have him until 2025, which is his age 31 season. If he can return to that 2019 season, he can be one of the better hitters on this team. Next up, Adam Frazier, a utility player for us, has been an okay hitter, pretty much average, but his fielding is crazy, 88, 92 arm accuracy, and 93 reaction. He's got average speed, but a little bit below average hitting. He has performed well in the 5 years with us, as you can see. He's got a 749 OPS, over 1,600 at-bats. I mean, he's just been pretty consistent for us, and if he can just produce another season, we'll be happy with him. He could be a potential trade piece coming towards the trade deadline, but I really like his skill set. We have him for one more arbitration year. Next up, defensive catcher Jacob Stallings. Great contact versus left, otherwise not a very good hitter. Obviously, in the name, defensive first catcher, you're going to want a defense. 94 fielding, crazy for a catcher. 99 reaction, can throw some people out. At 31 years of age, he is not going to get any better. But if he can put up some solid years with us, that's all we're looking for. Another potential trade piece, as he's only been hitting 700 OPS over the 500 plate appearances that we've got with him. So, not great, but for a catcher, it's definitely serviceable. He's actually the highest rated player on the team at 82 overall, which is kind of sad, but we have him arbitration until 2024, so we could be looking to keep him if we want. One of the biggest prospects on our team, Mitch Keller, they've had him for a couple of years now, and age 24, A potential, already 69 overall. The biggest plus about him is his control. 75 control is crucial. He can locate his fastball when he needs to. The funny thing is, he's only got 46 walks per 9. So that's not as high as I would like it. And with only 42 hits per nine, he's going to get hit a lot. Last year, I mean, not really much to go off of, but the last 2 years, 70 innings. And, I mean, he's averaged 6 ERA. But last year, he was good with 20 innings and a 3 ERA. So if you can return to that form, we'll be good. Arbitration until 2025, so that'll be his age 29 season. We're looking for him to be a big part of our team. JT Brubaker, another one in the rotation, 69 overall, 26 years of age. Probably won't get much better with that C potential, but I do like his pitch repertoire with sinker, slider, four seam, curveball, changeup. He's got good velocity and good break. His control is 53, which is one of the higher ones on this pitching staff, which is kind of surprising. Good hits per nine, good Ks per nine, okay walks per nine. He'll probably won't walk a ton of batters, which is good. You can see the stats. Last year was his only year playing in the majors. In 48 innings, he had a 5 ERA, so serviceable on this team. He got basically a strikeout per inning, which is pretty good for a starting pitcher with his kind of stuff. Arbitration until 2025. Steven Brault now, and I'm kind of excited about using this guy. He's got a good pitch repertoire like the last guy. Four seam, changeup, slider, sinker, curveball. The same mix, just in a different order. Good hits per nine, but his walks per nine is really low. Control's really low. He's got good stuff, but worried about him walking a ton of batters. 28 years old, a 70 overall already. It's got to be potential, so he could get a little better, but I'm not expecting him to. And he's played for us since 2016 and has been a pretty consistent starter. Before 2019, he wasn't a consistent starter. He was almost always in the bullpen. But with over 300 innings and a sub 5 ERA, he's a great addition to have in the starting rotation. Next pitcher in the rotation, Chad Kuhl, has a below average walk per nine, which is not great. He's going to walk a bunch of guys. He's got great velocity, okay break, with a pitch repertoire of sinker, slider, knuckle curve, and changeup. Will be an interesting pitcher to use. Has been a really consistent starter with 4.36 ERA over the last 4 years. Has been hit a lot and has walked a lot of guys. Has gotten a decent amount of strikeouts, a little less than a strikeout an inning. But he has been a consistent starter, and we just need one more year for him. We got one more year of arbitration after this year, 2022, which will be his 29-year-old season. And last but not least, Tyler Anderson, a 72 overall, 31 years of age, with a four-seam changeup cutter, two-seam, and 12-6 curve. He has decent per nines, and he's just a really all-around great player. He's our best pitcher. 2 years ago, had a little bit of a rocky start, but last year settled down. And he's been okay out of his 5 years of Major League work, all out of a Pirates uniform. We're hoping he can bring it here in PNC Park to become a great pitcher. We signed him on a 1-year contract last free agency. Now our closer, Richard Rodriguez. This is probably my favorite pitcher on the team. Only has a four-seam slider and two-seam. But with that insane break on that slider, he'll be a pretty good pitcher to use. He's got decent velocity too. Over the last 3 years, he has piled up a pretty good stat line: 270, 372, and 247. This year, he's gonna look to become our starting closer, which he wasn't at all in our Pirates uniforms. But I think he can do it, and I think he's a good job. There's 2 years more of arbitration until 2023, which will be his 33-year-old season. Next up, we're going to be looking at the top prospects in our organization with a potential. Brennan Malone, obviously Hayes and Keller, which we saw before, Lolo Sanchez, G. Juan Bay, Blake Sabol, Ronzi Contreras, Luis Avito, O'Neill Cruz, and Travis Swaggerty. We're going to be looking into these more in a deep dive, probably 2 episodes from now in a prospects episode. So be ready for that. I'm very excited about some of these guys, especially am excited about their number 1 prospect. Contract extensions I'm not going to be worried about. But that'll wrap up the video. If you guys liked it, Please subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. Tell me what you want from this Pirates franchise. I'm definitely going to be making a lot of videos because I just love franchise here on MLB The Show 21. Um, I'm really excited about Brian Hayes and developing him into the player that I hope he can be. Mitch Keller and definitely Brennan Malone. I'm hoping that he can be our number one ace probably 5 or 6 years from now. Those are the stories I want to really cover thoroughly. I want to be focused on our prospects. Jacob Stallings and Adam Frazier will probably be the first two to get traded. I didn't look into contracts much of this episode, but I'll look in that next episode. Um, so yeah, uh, take care. Hope you guys had a good 4th of July, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.